sim fans, race fans, RC fans, Racing 393. I thought for today's video I'll show you a little upgrade I've got for my TT01e Tamiya chassis, my speedrun car. Something I wasn't planning on buying this, it was just, you know what it's like when you search, or you're on the internet or on a particular website and they're advertising their new products for the month. I always browse through that sort of product. The products are from Whitz Racing, and one of the things that I saw on there, which I thought, yeah, I'll give it a go, why not, is a new fan upgrade. So the current fan I've got on there, this one, it's just a standard 30mm fan powered by the receiver. Very little battery draw. I think these are actually on my eBay store for about £10, so it does a job. When we do speed runs, this motor does get hot anyway. It is what it is. It's probably running a little bit. It's a bit overkill for what I've got in there, but it works. And it's fixed to the heat sink on the motor by two screws here. I'm not sure if you can see those, but 1, 2. It's fairly sturdy. What I have got, and I'll open it up in a second, this is by Whitz, I think you pronounce that, Whitz Racing Products. This comes from Whitz Racing. It's a 30mm motor cooling fan, and in fact it's just, it's red. It is more powerful, but it is the same size what's on there, so I'm hoping that the mounting screws will be the same. So it shouldn't be too difficult. I think the hardest bit is going to be unwiring it, because I've sort of semi-taped it up to keep it neat and tidy, which if I move the car back a little bit there, you can probably see for yourself. It's just masking tape. So I'll have to unpick that and unplug the fan, which is built here, built there, which is fixed here. So I can unplug this lead. It's only got 2 prongs on it from memory, and it goes to the first 2 connectors on the receiver. So it's still on the outside as you look at the receiver, sort of to the right as you look down at where the fixings are, where the plugs fit. So we're going to unpick that. I won't film me doing that because it's probably a bit fiddly, my hands will be in the way, but what I'll do is I'll take that off first, and then we'll unpack the Whitz Racing fan, and we'll go through the installation process. So nice and easy, just the fan off, there's nothing to it really, just a length of wire. It's quite long, it's probably the length of wire that comes with this fan that I am selling. If you're interested on a cheaper fan, it's the length of the chassis of the TT01e, but it does its job. Whether or not it makes a massive difference, I never really sort of tested the temperature of the motor with or without the fan, so some of this is a little bit, it looks better, the new one. It must do something if it's pushing air down onto the can of the motor, it has to. So it's just physical, law of physics tells you that it's doing something. So this is the, like I say, this is the one I'm going to put on. The footprint looks exactly the same. So we're just going to, I'm just going to open this now, and we'll have a look at it and see what's inside. So here's the fan. It's probably ever slightly, it's very, very slightly larger than the standard one. If I put that on there, you can probably see that. The outer aluminium casing, this is the other one's plastic, you can see that. Move it closer to you. It's ever so slightly different. I'm hoping that the fixing points line up with the sort of the heat sink on the chassis here. The cord, the length of the lead isn't as long. It's about 3/4 the length of a TT01e chassis. So we'll just, what I'm going to do now is it's on the heatsink, and hopefully it will line up. Right, so I'm going to release this video. It hasn't gone quite as to plan. I think I've got an issue. I've got the new fan plugged in. I'm just going to move my camera. So hopefully you can see the fan. Now I haven't got the radio gear plugged in because it makes no difference. I did check, or switched on I should say. I'm going to turn the car on. The battery's plugged in. There's enough charge in the battery. And watch the fan. It just starts and stops. It's like a pulse. And nothing I do changes that. And even when I put the power on, when I put like the hand controller on and effectively drive the car or accelerate with the wheels in the air, it's just doing pulses. I don't know what that is. Now, I've got the old fan here, which is a cheap fan, I must admit. So I'm going to turn this off, unplug the battery for a minute. I'm going to unplug the new fan. And I'm going to plug in the old fan. I'm just going to plug it into the receiver and hold the fan in a minute. Right, let me plug the battery back in. So the battery's plugged back in. The new one isn't. This is the old fan. I'll switch the car on. And it spins. There's a bit, it's not huge amounts, but it's on. We'll unplug that fan. Might be something really obvious that I'm not aware of, but plug it back in exactly the same place. Turn the car on. It's pulsing. Now, does it need more power to power the fan? And I don't have that power. Is there something wrong with the fan? I don't know what else to do. So I'm going to leave it on there for now. I'm going to contact Schumacher this afternoon and see if it's something I've done, or it might not be compatible. It's sort of going on and off like a pulse. It's like it's got power, then it cuts off. I've no idea, so I'm not going to wire it in fully. I'm not going to sort of put the wires in just yet. I'll leave it like that, and I'll do a quick update, probably a short video on my findings, unless anybody knows the answer. Right, so that's that for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Finish up the video. I've emailed Schumacher about my Whizz fan. It's got a pulsing sensation. I'm just waiting for feedback. I didn't sort of put in the video because it fell out the packet actually, which I was looking for, but I didn't realise we've got an extension lead here. It's about 20 centimeters in length. It's just one end plugs into the receiver and the other end plugs into the fan. If you've got the receiver or the fan, you know, the receiver at one end, the motor's at the other end of your chassis, then you may want a longer lead, so that comes with it as well. Yeah, so the pulsing of the fan doesn't seem right to me, unless I'm doing something wrong that I'm unaware of. My other fan, which is here, this is a standard fan that you can get. It's got a standard, you know, end. There's nothing. You plug that in and it runs. Even on a flat battery, where the battery is reasonably flat, it still worked the fan. I've charged the battery so that it's got power, enough power to run the car. It's not fully charged, but it's enough power to run the car. And you put the Whizz fan on and it just pulses. So I don't know. Unusual. It's obviously might be something I'm doing rather than something of fault with the product. So once I get some feedback from Schumacher Racing, I will feed that back onto you. I'll just do like a short video explaining what they told me. Anyway, that's the video for now, and I appreciate you watching. I shall see you next time. Goodbye for now.